Hello, this is Midrising Conversations. I'm Gill Townsend and I'm joined as always by Barbara Scalzi. We're real talk for women in the middle of everything. Hello, Barbara.
Hello.
Thank you for joining me.
Thank you for inviting me again.
Today we're talking about midlife is when you stop performing. So this is really about letting go of who you thought you had to be and becoming who you really are. Almost a tongue twister.
Ooh.
This episode explores one of the unexpected freedoms of midlife, the point at which many of us stop living for approval and really start living in greater alignment with ourselves. For years, we've performed the roles of the capable one, the successful one, the good mother, the dependable friend, the easygoing partner, or the person who always has everything under control. I think a lot of people would probably say that about me and yourself, Barbara. But what really happens when those roles no longer fit? And who are we when we stop trying to be who everyone else expects us to be? I think a lot of women find themselves in this stage around this age, to be honest. So midlife is when you stop performing.
Oh my
What
God,
does
yes.
performing look like for you in the ordinary, everyday life, Barbara?
When you say that, the first image I have is of me on a stage. I
There we
really
go.
feel like I'm on, I feel like I'm on a stage. And actually, now you made me think about it. I've been feeling like I'm on a stage all my life. It might have been different stages, different audience, almost like, you're like a comedian and you're going to do your stand-up. Oh my God, it's like a stand-up performance. You have no idea how big or small the stage is going to be, where the stage is going to be, who your audience is. But the one thing that's very certain is just that you're going to have to put on an act, honestly.
Yeah, yeah. I think
Fascinating and scary.
so if you're do you feel then when you think of I mean ordinary everyday life, I don't think either of us have ordinary everyday lives, but are you thinking or recalling back to your career or as a more holistic view of the life you're leading or have led?
More holistic view, actually, thinking about it. Career, definitely. It makes me think of a stage and pretty much putting on my costume, not just my mask, a whole full costume.
Yeah,
Because you and I discussed this before, is the part where I could not be who I was. So I had to put on a costume to be someone else.
yeah,
It also brings me back on the career, but also private life, because if I think even like being in my own home with my own family, and the fact that I have to put on a performance, and the performance could be to sort out dinner, to get the house clean, to, if I think of a normal day, normal day, I will attempt to go to the gym and do something for me, but now we'll have about 7 tasks attached, which are all around the performance. Go to the
mhm,
supermarket and do that. You need to collect your son's guitar. You need to go and check if, I don't know, the hairdresser place is open for the other son. There's a long list of things, and I think I'm applying that to ordinary life too. And ordinary life will be, I'm here, I'm recording this podcast with you, but I know that the moment I finish, there will be the next performance to deliver.
my homemade chicken soup is waiting for me to finish it.
Exactly. I promised to my family that I'm going to cook a minestrone, and I'm thinking, when, at which point, what time? Do I have the ingredients?
That's
There will
right.
be a performance to be done there. So I apply to everything. But then also, if you think of friendship in a way, you end up, and I think this is one of the things I'm realizing now at this stage, when you said the word the freedom to be who you are, I'm starting to notice differences where I must have spent most of my life, or all of it, putting on a performance because I wanted to be liked. I
Hmm.
want my friends to like me, to love me. I want them to want to be with me. And you need to, somehow you just make yourself try to be the best possible version of yourself so that they want to be with you and they like you. But you
Yeah,
do get to this point, right? You do get to this point where you think, actually, number one, I'm exhausted.
yeah,
Perform actor, and I want to be me. And I quite like being me, but it's terrifying at the same time. because it's freeing, but, and I don't know if you've experienced that, I'm starting to notice, I think we touched on some point, I'm that will maybe losing some friends because the people they look at me and they don't recognize me anymore.
So we
Does
did
it ever happen to you?
there, Barbara.
Yeah. So I think the impact I'm noticing is the fact that the friends that used to know me in a certain way when I was, and now I'm not performing anymore, I'm just being myself. Some of those friends. Has that ever happened to you?
Yeah, I think a lot of women face friendship changes probably I would say from the 40s onwards, to be honest. I had huge friend shake up a few years ago, big falling out with two of my best friends. Um, just as I was hitting the age of I don't need any desire, I have no desire to make new friends. Like I do everything with my husband and my kids. Um, and friends take time. You
Yeah.
need to invest in your friendships. And I was kind of at the point where I'm so busy working. I'm working ridiculous hours, just enough to keep me going and the family going, that all my other time was on the family. I mean, every Saturday's soccer, and they have training. Like, they suck up so much time that I was kind of at the point where, well, actually, less friends is good right now. I don't feel bad that I'm, ignoring someone or not hanging out and I think probably you do reduce your friendship circle and the types of friends that you seek or they find you change as well. I've got
Yeah. Yeah.
a friend right now that I met through the kids' daycare. And we've been friends for, well, 10 years, nearly 10 years now. She's awesome.
Yeah.
And I think your friends change to suit the where you are in your life and what you're doing in your life. Like our kids call each other cousins. They're our camping family buddies. You know what I mean? Like, um,
Yeah.
yeah, so yeah, I think I when it coming bringing it back to the performing piece, yes, absolutely. I do think you perform for friends. She's someone that I feel I've never ever had to perform for. She's the one like you don't need to clean your house if I'm coming round sort of thing. But it's like, well, I
Oh
still
my God, how
still need to keep
nice.
the house clean.
But the point, right? You don't have to.
No, that's right. And less F's are given, to be honest. As you
Yeah.
go through life about the need to perform. It's like, well, I'm going to show you the real me, and you stick around or don't. Like, I'm happy with
I
myself.
agree. And it goes back to this years ago, maybe even 5 years ago, I would have been too terrified and then they would leave me.
Mm,
Was now not. Actually,
yeah,
what you said. I am me. This is what you get. And this is who I am. This is what makes me happy. And even like, when you have what's the word that people say when they have a fear of missing out? FOMO.
I
Oh my God. FOMO. I spent so many years, I think I've had FOMO all my life. FOMO of what if I must go to that party. I cannot not go to that party. I need to be in the city on that day because I need to do this. Now I'm so loving the freedom of it. Just happened recently, a few days ago. I had to make a decision about going somewhere. And I remember someone trying to pressurize me and saying, I should really do that because he's one of your best friends, and they're doing such and such. And my response was very clear. And I was like, understand? No, I'm not going.
yeah,
Not because it's got anything to do with, and if this person is one of my best friends, they'll understand why I'm not going. But I'm not going to make myself go because the performance expects that you go. But
yeah.
before I wouldn't have been able to do that. I would have just fallen for it and just gone.
So why do you think so many of us spend the first half of life trying to prove that we are enough?
Mhm. I think I don't know, to be the real honest. I think because we want to be liked.
Hmm.
I think when
I
I
would
was
say,
little, right? And I don't know if it's in my case, I'm a single child. So many times I put that down to I'm a single child. I always felt like I wasn't enough. I felt like I needed someone to be with me, but I didn't have brothers or sisters.
It's
So I would
amazing.
go out, so I
I
would
would,
go
I would,
out and find people.
I would have thought being a single child, you would have the feeling that you are enough because they didn't, you know.
Isn't that weird?
Yeah, wow. I mean, obviously, I don't know why, whether they did want or whatever the history of your family life did
Oh,
that.
yeah, they
But
tried.
yeah, wow.
I,
Okay.
Actually, they tried. I could have had a brother or sister. It went wrong, and my mom had a late miscarriage, and it just went wrong. Otherwise, I could have had a brother or sister that was maybe 5 or 6 years younger than me. But yes, so I always had this people feeling low and not enough. You know, when people give you the story of, oh, that's a single child, she must be dad's princess, you know. Yeah, and I'm thinking, okay, a part of that is true, of course. Well, I was the only one.
Yeah.
But for me, for my own feeling, I wasn't enough. And I always needed to prove something and I wanted to be loved. And I wondered all my life if it was because since I was little, well, I couldn't just play with my brother or sister. I had to go and find someone to play with me. And the only way to do that was to be liked. What did I have to do to be liked? I mean, reverse psychology. I don't know if that's really what happened, but it's one of the possibilities.
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. Really interesting. I'd love to hear if there's any other single
I know. I'm going to ask some people.
children out there that have had the same experience with
Yeah,
growing up and the need to sort of, or the feeling of not being enough. Very interesting. Um, I guess I also felt that. Probably most kids do at some point. I had a
maybe
brother
we all do,
with a lot
right?
of stuff and I wasn't. Oh, whatever. Now we both tease each other about who's the mum's favorite child. Still, yes, we're still at it.
Oh, that's hilarious.
Um, so I mean, if we think about performing and putting ourselves out there, what parts of
Mm,
yourself did you hide or soften or change in order to fit in? And I know you've gone through a bit of change recently that you felt you had to
yeah.
make.
How long do you have? How long do I have for sleep?
I don't
I'm
know, Zoom
kidding.
doesn't give me the minutes.
Yeah, well, quite a few parts actually. I think the one that's been the constant of my life is the good old one that you will remember because you would have heard that too when we were working together. Barbara, this would be from the corporate world. Absolutely. Please never change. Never change. Continue to be yourself because we love you for who you are. And then about 3 seconds later, it would come yeah, but can you maybe sort of be less direct or say less of the things that you really want to say? Or, just go with what we say instead. So I think one of the key ones for me has always been I was always too much. Isn't that interesting? I'm not enough.
What?
I was always too much. I've
I
just realized
yeah,
the
sorry.
mismatch.
Mm,
Think about the mismatch, Jill. I grew up thinking I'm not enough,
mm.
and then I'm talking too much. I just
I
realized that.
I do feel like that's just corporate bullshit for women, though. I feel like I know your personality very well. I know how much the clients love you and how much the team loves you and how much value you bring to a company. I feel like if you had been a man with that personality, and let's face it, not many men have your personality. They're all a
It
bit
would have been fabulous.
dull. They wouldn't never get those comments. You know, they would never be told
Actually, you're
you're
right.
too much.
You're right.
In
You're
fact,
right.
if there's
I
any
never
men
got.
listening, I want to hear from men. Have you ever been told you're too much? Anyone?
I would love to hear that too. And it's you being aggressive. Oh wow, you are such a great decision maker. You're very effective in your decisioning. You are, I don't know, you're standing for your point. Whilst the
Mm.
woman is like, she's a bitch or she's aggressive.
Always a
So
bitch. Mm,
yeah,
yeah.
I want to know if there are any men who've been told you're too aggressive. Even like, if a woman is negotiating for a pay rise, God, you're completely, you're just being unreasonable. A
I
man is
have
never
told
proven he's
man,
unreasonable.
I personally have told a man who was being too aggressive when the
Excellent.
fists were getting slammed down on the tables. Yes,
Oh, wow.
yes, I did.
Okay,
But
good.
it took a woman to tell them. The senior boss didn't want a bar of it.
Obviously. Yeah.
Because we're
So
ballsy.
anyway, but you were asking, I know. But when you said what other parts, so that was definitely one part that to adjust for survival, success, either one, both of them.
It's amazing as well, right? We're just like, just let me do my job. I don't need you coming at me personally. Like, let's just
Yes,
take that off the
yes,
table and let's get
yes.
back in that box, Barbara.
No, I agree. And the other one is passion. Oh my God, I cannot believe that I would be basically done in for being too passionate about it. You care about this too much, Barbara. What was the good old one that I got when I left my last job? You don't know when to let go, Barbara. You don't know when to let go. And it was like, oh, and you will love this one. You know how I work with clients and my client relationships. Do you know what I got told? You will not believe that, or maybe you will. Yeah, thank you for everything you've done for our clients. You've been fantastic, blah, blah, blah. But yeah, maybe just a bit of feedback from me. You just did too much for our clients. You shouldn't have. So you just go,
Wow.
okay.
Sorry, you're
So
going
when
over
you
and
think
above.
about when you put all the pieces together, all the components, I really struggled. And again, tell me if this has ever happened to you, because I think it might have. Um, do you feel like they're attacking you personally? Is they are basically starting to attack your personality or the way that you work, what makes you successful. And then they tell you, please don't take it personally. It's just constructive feedback. And you go, well, first of all, it's not constructive. Second, you're just attacking me.
I gotta say, most of the feedback I got was just about my directness, to be honest, and constantly softening my tone. It's like, well, I'm sick of dealing with dickheads and idiots. There's only so much fluff I can put in this email. Um,
You know what, Jill? You just reminded me at some point in my last job, one of my very good clients, most of my clients and I created good friendships. And there was one, the sentence you just said reminds me of us. We ended up both feeling the same things, feeling the same way in our respective jobs. And she would be my client, I would be a provider. It got to the point where we would just send each other memes or, videos of exactly that. Someone going, oh God, stop talking bush. I can't deal with any more idiots. I've had my limit of idiots has been reached for today. And when you get to that point, isn't that fascinating? It was two women of a similar age going through this stage, very good at their jobs, very successful, and going, but enough of this shit.
and this is why we're fearless and we should be feared, to be honest, because
I
we
think
don't,
so.
we just don't care anymore. Uh, we still want to deliver and do a great job and all that thing, and we still care about people and everything, but the bullshit we care zero for, and we don't mind
I
calling it. And
agree.
I think that that is confrontational, and we don't care because we can laugh about it. Because
No, I
I
know.
do not take things as seriously these days as I have in the past. And I think when you're younger, you let everything, you soak it
Yeah.
all, don't you? You carry all of
Yeah.
the. Now it's just like shit don't stick.
It
Like
just it falls off the shoulder. It's like
whatever.
what?
Yeah, exactly.
And she'd be like, in one ear, out of the other. I don't
Yeah,
even know
yeah.
if he goes in one ear. He might go around it.
Actually, I was talking to I know we've gone off script a little, but I was talking to my daughter last night, and we were talking
Yeah.
about memory. And and I said, as you like your brain shrinks as you get, like, no, I said as you get older, like you remember a lot because you're young, because you haven't learnt much. So you're a sponge, you're taking everything in at the moment. I said my sponge
Yes.
is much fuller. And so that's why I
Yes.
forget everything all the time. So be careful and be mindful of what you're learning and what you're taking in and what you want to hold on to. and the rest you can let go. So some of that let go stuff is about being ill-treated, ill-spoken of,
Yes.
etc. Let that shit go. And I wish I had learned that a lot younger.
Oh, me too. Me
Yeah.
too. And I think there's a second part. I don't know if it's still off script. I'll just be quick on this one. You know when we said the mental load that a lot of women have, the mental load of having to do the 100 things that we need to do. And it's back to, your conversation with your daughter, a stage where she will have 100 things in that brain going on at all times. And then unless you create a little space, delete 10, so you have time for,
Yeah. Yeah. I do
my
think
son, who's 14, was asking me very similar. Well, he asked it very differently. His question to me was, Mommy, why is that you don't remember anything? How can you forget? I just told you. And I just turned around and said, well, when you get to my point, you realize that my brain has been so full for so long that I just can't have 100 things going on at the same time, and there's no space. Or my husband would say, how could you forget? What do you mean you forgot? And I'll be, so you're surprised that I forgot something that happened in 2018 during a specific holiday with a specific friend on a Tuesday. There's absolutely no point in keeping that in my brain. I need space for other things. But before, we didn't seem to have that data storage problem. Now we do.
definitely a data storage problem these days. I can't remember anything, to be honest.
Exactly. My son said to me earlier, could you bring me a glass of water? Sure. You know what I did? I actually remembered to fill it, but then I forgot it in the kitchen.
My husband does that all the time when he makes me a drink. He leaves it on the fridge, the bar fridge. Wait, and the drink? Oh, God. Well, talking about sort of mental load, what do you think constant performance, what does it do to our mental and emotional well-being?
Oh, a lot of bad things. I think it makes us burnt out. I really seriously think that a lot of the burnout that we feel, whether we are working in a company, whether you are a stay-at-home person, whether you're a parent, not a parent, it doesn't matter where you are. I think that all the constant load mentally is one of the key components of the burnout. So you end up with having problems sleeping, relax. I don't know if you ever feel like, back to that, I think I was telling in a previous episode that I try to put my away for 30 minutes before I go to sleep. And then I realize how much I need my phone 30 minutes before I go to sleep. I think of and my way to get them out of my brain is to write them on my phone. I'm sure I can do it pen and paper. Maybe I'll have a little notebook
Gotta
going
go old
forward.
school.
Oh, let's go old school. I love it. But I make it come out and log it somewhere, then it's stuck here. So I think it creates anxiety. It makes it more difficult to relax. You're too full. You can't you can't stop, if you know what I mean. You must feel like, oh, my hand's moving. It's like you're going, go, go, go. It's almost like when people say how bad social media or looking at your phone and WhatsApp is all the time. I realize that they do have a very good point. If let's say I'm trying to concentrate with you and I have my phone, I have to turn my phone upside down because otherwise it will continuously flash. And every single flash is an
Yeah, mine's on
interruption. And it's
silent.
your brain, right? It's your brain going from one thing to the other. Versus, I'm enjoying a lovely conversation with you. The phone is upside down, the door is closed. Well, the internet is up and down, but that one
Your
I don't
internet
seem to be able
sucks.
to control today. Can't fix it. I think it really adds to the well-being of a person, of women in this case. It's too many things. Bang, bang, bang. Even like having a conversation with my son yesterday. I can't do this anymore. He would be like, I'm going to make up the conversation. It will be like, oh, we need to collect my guitar. Okay. So imagine my brain is now going on to, I must record somewhere. They need to collect the guitar because I will forget it. But before I even got to my pen, it comes with the next thing. Did we finish milk? And someone else in the house would say, we need to buy milk. So now my brain is moving. I haven't recorded, I need to collect the guitar. Now I'm thinking of me. And then there would be another 6 things happening at the same time. And I find myself saying, okay, everyone stop. overload, overload. I could do that before. I can't now. I can take the 6 inputs, but I can't take them all at the same time.
Yeah. Yeah. I don't mind telling my family just to slow down. We use Alexa for our shopping list, so anyone can just throw that up there. They can, if there's no milk, put it on the list. But I
John,
totally get your point.
John uses Google Keep and he tries to teach me, but I hate going, hey Google, and then Google freaking screw it up or not respond, and I'll get annoyed with Google.
Alexa's great. She's our fifth family member. Did you ever become so good at playing a role that you lost sight of what you actually wanted?
Oh, yes. I think the first one that comes to my head is, you know, the part where I was telling you that I would always want the next promotion? If I think many, many years ago, when I was still in banking, I was in this company for 13 years. I think it wasn't that I was very, it's not that I had become very good at a specific skill. I think I had become very good at telling myself that I needed the next promotion, which meant that all I did was targeted at the next promotion, but that carried its own stress, work, no life, whatever, whatever. I completely lost sight of the fact that actually I didn't really care about the next promotion. I had become so good at just telling myself, must be the next one. Next one. I have no idea where that came from. And it didn't matter if it was vertical or lateral. It was just the whole, I must do the next one. I remember I got promoted VP, vice president. Oh my God, within 5 days. I thought, right, what do we need to do to become a director?
Next.
It's ridiculous.
Yeah, that's
What
hard.
about you? What about you? Did it ever happen to you? Think about a situation where that happened to you.
I probably, the role I got retrenched from, I gave up a lot of me to fit the mold to the
Yes.
point that I disappeared. And
You didn't recognize
I let
yourself
myself
anymore.
because I had over time lost investment there. But I dragged that out for a couple of years longer than it needed to, but I was waiting for payday and thankfully it came. So you
See,
take it, you win some, you lose some. It may not
oh,
have
I
come,
agree. I agree.
but yeah, absolutely. I feel like I sold my soul to the devil a little bit towards the end there, in the hope of something coming out of it. It's not
I
always
think we
the
all
best
do.
approach.
But I think
Well,
we all do, you know?
yeah. I think we're just about
Yeah.
out of time, so I'd like to thank you very much.
Okay.
Perhaps the greatest gift of midlife is not wisdom or confidence, but it's permission. And we talk about permission all the time. It's giving ourselves
Mhm.
permission. Sod what everyone else thinks. Yeah.
Yes.
Permission to stop performing, to stop proving, to stop shrinking yourself to fit inside other expectations and those damn boxes, Barbara. So perhaps that's it. So, and may you finally feel like yourself again when you give yourself those permissions. Stop performing and get off the stage or stay on the stage if that's what you like. But I think really it's about being true to ourselves
Yes.
and letting that person shine through. So thank you very much, Barbara. Enjoy your day in Thailand, and I will see you again
You.
next time.
Thank you so much. Bye.
Bye.